conference call, we have His Grace Arjun Anand Das from New York City. He will give summary of Bhagavad Gita chapter 7, 7 part 2. That's what Mataji's written. Shamarasika Mataji's written that on the Everyday Chant. So Prabhuji, please take over. You know what you have to do, right? The verses.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for your association.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we'll be just continuing from where we left off last time. So I will do my human best to give the summary of 7th chapter. So last time we had discussed about text, 7th chapter, text.
Prabhuji, 1 minute. I was thinking the recording has started or not. Somebody joined from the Everyday Chant.
Okay.
I don't know it is which Prabhuji.
Yes, yes, Mataji.
Okay, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you have to start the recording?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Sorry to disturb you.
So last time we were doing chapter 7, text. We had covered up till 5 and to whatever degree, to some degree we understood. So in a gist, we were discussing how Krishna introduces the chapter. 7th chapter is very important because it is the doorway into Bhakti Yoga. And when we talk about Bhakti Yoga, when we understand, devotional service as Bhakti Yoga, before that we have to understand to whom. So therefore Krishna is talking about himself. Because Bhakti is done to whom? As Sri Prabhupada very famously says, Kali Kirtan and Ganesh Kirtan, these are not Kirtans. Kirtan means Krishna Kirtan. So similarly, when we talk about Bhakti, Bhakti does not mean to anyone else. It doesn't mean to the fallible soldiers of this world, the famous people of this world, so-called rich people of this world. It is not referring to the demigods. It is not referring to any other Shaktis. It is to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. And therefore, before in the section of Bhagavad Gita from chapter 7 to chapter 12 is the Bhakti Yoga section. And before we understand Bhakti Yoga, it is very important to understand who is the object of our Bhakti. So therefore, Sri Krishna, in the beginning of the 7th chapter, Krishna is telling Arjuna, Tachrunu, just hear what I have to say about myself, just hear. So it's very instructive that we have to, just hear means not just casually hear, not just hear while sleeping or hear while doing other multiple thousands of other activities. But just hear means Arjuna, just hear me, no one else. And that means with focus, attention, attentive hearing. So then he told Arjuna, I'm going to give you jnanam vijnanam, both knowledge and practicality or wisdom. And after knowing which, you have nothing more to know. So Krishna then goes on to speak about how this knowledge is very rarely attained. Basically, it's attained by devotees, and devotees are pretty rare. And then he says, real knowledge means to understand matter, to understand spirit, and the controller of both. You can remember this, MSC. To understand matter, to understand spirit and to understand the control of both. That is real knowledge, complete knowledge. So last time Krishna was explaining, as we discussed, Krishna was explaining what material energy is. That is bhumi, rapo, nalo, vayu, kham, mano, buddhirevacha, ahankara, mitiyam me, bhinna me, prakritishtadha. Krishna tells Arjuna that there are 8 energies of mind which constitute the material energy, and that is fire, air, ether, earth, and water, and mind, intelligence, ego. These are all the 8 elements which constitute matter. That means anything we do with these 8 elements, they're all considered to be material. Even though mind, intelligence, and ego seems to be intangible, that we cannot catch hold of, you cannot touch it, you cannot see it, is not perceptible by our 5 senses, Gyanendriyas, still it is considered to be material. Why? Because it is subtle material energy. Just because we cannot see it doesn't mean it is spiritual. Just like we cannot see FM waves, we cannot see radio waves, we cannot see X-rays. So there's so many things beyond the purview of our senses. Similarly, the mind, intelligence, and ego, though we cannot see, we can perceive. As in, we understand, oh, thinking is going on. That means mind is there. Memories are there. That means mind is there. I'm able to understand what is right, what is wrong. Then intelligence is there. I identify with my family. I identify with my race. I identify with my caste. I identify with my color. That means ego is there, false ego. So it's easy to understand the existence of the subtle elements also. But all these elements are material energy. Then in 5th verse he says, Apareya mitastvanyam viddhime prakritim param. Arjuna, understand this material energy is inferior. Above or superior to this material energy, I have my another energy which is spiritual energy. What is that? Jiva bhuta mahabaho yayedam dharate jagat. Krishna tells Arjuna that this spiritual energy comprises mainly of the jivas, the living entities. Why is jiva considered a superior energy to material energy? Anyone can answer? Why is jiva considered superior and material energy?
Because it has Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Oh,
I'm just taking a guess that because it has consciousness, the spiritual.
okay, it has consciousness, agreed. So what makes it better than material energy?
Because it has Paramatma.
Paramatma, well, the Paramatma is everywhere. Krishna says in the 15th chapter, Gama Vishyaja Bhutani Dharayamyaham Ojasa. Then he also enters the body, but not the soul. He's next to the soul.
But he's in the highest elevated position in human beings, right?
Paramatma, he is in the region of the heart, but he's not the soul, he's next to the soul. So why will that lead us to understanding that Jiva is, or the spiritual energy is more superior to material energy? Spiritual energy is not Krishna. Krishna is controller of both these energies. It's not Paramatma. Paramatma is not spiritual energy. Jiva is spiritual energy. Jiva Bhuta Mahabaho. Anyone would like to try?
Can you repeat the question, Prabhuji?
The question is, Krishna says in 7.4 and 7.5, he tells that this is what material energy is, the 8 elements, and this is what spiritual energy is, the jivas. And he says the jivas are superior to, or the spiritual energy is superior to material energy. I'm asking why. Why does he say one energy to
Prabhuji, the jivas are not, they have intelligence. And of course,
But
they...
intelligence is also material energy. Man,
Yeah.
buddhi, ahankar. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
By jiva, it's like a little bit, jiva is referring, are you saying human beings?
even dog is a jiva. In the dog's body, the same spirit soul is only sitting.
Okay.
What makes spiritual energy superior to material energy? Any other tries?
It's eternal.
Material energy is also eternal. Only the manifestation of material energy is temporary. The material energy never gets destroyed. It is Krishna's energy. It's eternal.
And it's above the three modes, right?
The jiva, I mean, we come under the false ego.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
we are driven by the false ego. Okay, so Krishna in the 7.5 verse itself, he says it. Apareyam mitastvanyam vidhi me prakritim param jiva bhuta mahabaho yayedam dharite jagat. That means Krishna is telling Arjuna, my dear Arjuna, understand these jivas are superior to material energy because the jivas manipulate material energy. The spiritual energy manipulates material energy. That means last time we were discussing about some examples for consider an airport. Huge Boeing 777 or 747, they're all stationed just behind the airport. Until the pilot, a small living entity, enters the cockpit, that matter is not going to move. That material energy is going to remain as it is. Small living entity enters the cockpit and the whole flight can take off. Similarly, you have JCB machines which can transport, mud and earth from one place to another, huge machines. But the machine will remain as it is unless or until a living entity enters and starts controlling it. Similarly, we were discussing the example of before Columbus actually found out or discovered the land of America. What was there? There were no cities, there was no material advancement. But then once he discovered, and people from Europe and across the globe, they all started coming here. Now you see it's a major of the major cities in the US. So that means the living entities might be very tiny, but they're superior to material energy because they can manipulate material energy. They can control material energy. They can use material energy for their purpose. And therefore, the living entities are superior. So that's where we concluded last time. So we will continue ahead. Maybe I'll try to be a little quicker. Later on, Krishna tells Arjuna that. So I'll show you the verses. Would it be possible that I share my screen? Hare Krishna. Is there anyone who can allow me to share my screen?
Manidhar Prabhuji,
Yes, Mataji.
can you allow Prabhuji to share the?
Sure.
Make him a
1
host.
minute.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, so now Krishna stated about material energy, then he stated about spiritual energy, and he said that spiritual energy is superior to material energy. But whom do these energies belong? So in 7.7, he is going to speak a very important verse that I'll show you now. Yeah. Can you repeat? Whoever can repeat. Matta parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya Mayi sarvam idam protam sutre manigana iva. So Krishna is saying matta parataram na anyat. And there is no one in creation who is superior to me. I have no equals, I have no seniors. Everyone is junior. Matta parataram na anyat kinchidasti dhananjaya Mayi sarvam idam protam sutre manigana iva. My dear Arjuna, Dhananjaya, please understand in this world, you can see so much of organization, so much of a system, so many laws are put in place. Don't think they're happening by chance. Don't think they are happening by a random order. They are happening by my will. But Arjuna can say, but Krishna, I don't see you controlling the sun. You're not holding the earth together. I don't see you stressing. So Krishna is saying, yes, because I am like the thread behind the pearl necklace that holds all the pearls together. Sometimes when you say I have Kantimala, in Kantimala, you can only see Tulsi beads, but the Tulsi beads are not glued to one another. There's a thread or string that passes through all the Tulsi beads, holding everything together. So Krishna is saying, I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead who is holding everything together, but people cannot see me doing it because I am like the thread holding things together. Sutre Manigana Iva. O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. So Krishna is clarifying his position as the one who is holding everything together. So material energy, spiritual energy, yes, but they all belong to Krishna. Now Krishna tells Arjuna, don't think that I am only perceptible by or perceivable by very pure devotees of mine. Actually, anyone can perceive me. See, that is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. Anyone can practice. And Krishna tells Arjuna how that's possible. He says that because I have pervaded this entire universe, entire creation, all universes, through my energies, therefore anyone can perceive me. Just he gives some certain hints. We all need to drink water when we get thirsty. See, sometimes when we are thirsty, we cannot think also properly. We just need some water. His Grace Gaurang Prabhu, he shares one example. Once he went to a temple and he was really thirsty. And they welcomed him with a lot of kirtan and showering of petals and flowers and everything. So he was thinking, okay, all this is fine, but when will I get some water? So as he proceeded towards the entrance, one devotee came, offered sweet words, thank you, Prabhuji, for coming to our temple, and this and that and that and this. He was thinking, okay, this is all right, but where's water? Then another devotee came. He thought probably he's going to give me water, but he came with the garland and put the garland on. Then another devotee came and he gave some, Narasimha scent on the hand. He said, stop all of this. I am looking for water. Can you give me some water? Then finally one devotee ran and got water. And then Gaurang Prabhu had. Then he said, okay, now you can do whatever you want. Why? Because sometimes thirst, when there is thirst, when one is thirsty, then, only the thirst can only be quenched by water. One can say, we have but Prabhuji, in the sweet juices or sodas, these can also quench thirst. Only because there's water in it. That thirst is the need for water, the water element. So anything that contains water can also quench the thirst. But you can just recall the last time you felt very thirsty. And how did you feel? Other than water, you don't want anything else in this world. So Krishna tells Arjuna, that taste of water is me. He says. That means anytime you drink water, you remember Krishna. Easy. So therefore, now before we continue ahead, a very important principle comes. See, the Vedas, it is mentioned. Asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. Means the Vedas are instructing the living entities, go from the platform of being the temporary realm to the platform of permanent realm, eternal realm. Go from the platform of ignorance to the platform of knowledge. Go from the platform of death to the platform of immortality. Like that they're instructing. So when they say especially tamasoma jyotirgama, that means don't remain ignorant. Gain the right knowledge to see things properly. Actually, just consider this. Say a blind man who has never opened his eyes to this world, and he has never heard of any cutting instruments, and immediately you hand him a knife in his hand. What do you think he will do? He has had no experience with the knife before. So he'll take the knife, he'll be waving it like this, coolly, as if it's a toy. You will be saying, hey, Prabhu, be careful, you might cut someone or cut yourself. So dangerous it is. He says, oh, really? What is it? Then you'll say, okay, this is a knife. He cannot see. He has to hear. This is a knife. It has one sharp blade, which can be used to cut vegetables for cooking. You will say, oh, then he'll say, oh, I did not know it's so sharp and it is so dangerous. So then, now whenever you give him a knife, he'll be very careful. He'll not just wave it around like a child. He will be very careful. He'll say, Prabhu, when you give me a knife, put some cover and give, so that I will not hurt anyone. What is the difference between the person when he held the knife for the first time and when he held the knife for the second time? Can anyone tell me? What is the difference?
First time he was in ignorance and he didn't know anything about the knife. Then
Correct.
he was made aware of the knife, that what is the use of the knife through knowledge given by hearing, from someone. Then then he knew the right use of the knife.
Very good. Thank you. So now can we all agree that knowledge is what opens our eyes? We perceive this world according to the knowledge we gain. So if we want to see things in the right perspective in the material world, what do we need? We need the right knowledge. Arjuna in the beginning doesn't want to fight the war because he is thinking, I'm supposed to enjoy and I don't like to fight. And he gives 4-5 reasons. Because my own family members, because by fighting my family members and even if I win, whom will I enjoy the kingdom with? And then he also says about committing this violence and becoming sinful. And also he says by fighting and killing the elders in the family, the tradition will be lost. Tradition, culture, values, everything will be lost, by which eventually there will be Varnashankara population. So Arjuna doesn't want to fight. Then what leads Arjuna to fight? Krishna's Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna did not have to chastise, he did not have to take up a stick and hit Arjuna. He didn't have to force Arjuna. He didn't have to, push Arjuna. What he had to do? This enlighten him by spiritual knowledge. That means this is the knowledge, this is the power of knowledge. Knowledge can transform hearts, the right type of knowledge can transform hearts, can help one overcome the succumbing to lower callings of the heart, can help one be empowered. This is all the power of spiritual knowledge. So that Arjuna, of course, after Krishna spoke the entire Bhagavad Gita, he told Arjuna, I am not forcing you. Yatha ichchasi tatha kuru. You do as you like. I have done my duty. You surrender to me, I give you knowledge. Now, based on that knowledge, you act. Arjuna was so smart. He understood it in 1 hour. He said, my dear Lord, Karishye Vachanam Tava. I don't want to do my will, thy will be done. I'm ready to simply serve you in any way. So therefore, Karishye Vachanam, not Mama. Initially it was Mama. But he transformed it from Mama to Tava by spiritual knowledge. And later on, again, he picked up his bow, but this time he was empowered Arjuna, not a depressed Arjuna. And then he fought the war and he attained all glory. So the point is, to the degree we are serious about attaining spiritual knowledge, to that degree our eyes can see better. So the blind man could not see with the physical eyes, but he could see the danger of the knife or the danger posed by the knife by hearing. So spiritual path in Srimad Bhagavatam 3rd canto, I think it is Lord Kapila Dev who calls the spiritual path as Shruta Ikshita Pat. What is spiritual path? Shruta Ikshita. You see by hearing. That is spiritual path. You don't see by seeing because you can't see God. Where is He? Isn't it? You see by hearing. And in 11th canto, there is another statement mentioned. Tata tata pashyati vastu sukshvam. As we gain knowledge and put into practice and grow in spiritual life, to that degree, you can unveil the various curtains of illusion. That means you can see the truth better and better to the degree we are enlightened in Krishna consciousness. If we are not, then we will always feel, oh, I'm missing out so much in the material world. That is because we have not heard well, or whatever we have heard, we have not practiced well. So good hearing means hearing and practicing. That is hearing. Hearing from here and living from here is not hearing. So therefore, if we want to make advancement in spiritual path, it is Shruta Ikshita Pata. That means we have to see through our ears. And therefore, Krishna is telling Arjuna, he is telling Arjuna, what about the new people? How Arjuna's concern is, my dear Lord, you are the supreme. Okay, Matta Paratam Nanyat. But how do I perceive you? You are standing mercifully in front of me. But how do neophytes also perceive you? How do the Jnanis, Yogis, Karmis, they all perceive you? Krishna says very easy. It's not that difficult. And then Krishna says, Rasoham apsukanteya prabhasmi shashi suryayoho. I am the taste of water. Do you drink water? Oh, definitely. Yes, then I am that taste. What you drink. Whenever you drink, understand this is Krishna. Sri Prabhupada, he met a drunkard and he was so obsessed in drinking wine. Prabhupada said, you'll make progress if you understand the taste of that wine is Krishna. So we cannot try that. But for him who is addicted to wine, he can understand that taste is Krishna because rasoham apsukanteya, the water gives taste. Rasa, the taste comes from water element, just as smell comes from the earth element. So like that. So wherever there is water element, there is taste. So therefore, if we want to understand, if we want to see better, if we want to see the material world to its hardcore reality, not to be illusioned by its glitter and glamour, then we need to hear spiritual knowledge. So now I'll just go through certain verses and you'll easily understand. I'm leaving all this as homework outputs. Rasoham apsukanteya prabhasmi shashi suryayoho pranava sarva vedeshu shabdake paurusham nishu. Krishna is saying, Rasoham, I am the taste in water. Prabhasmi shashi suryayoho, I am the light of the sun. The light and heat of the sun and the moon, both are me. See, the sunlight is required for our nourishment, the body, and vitamin D and etc. And the growth of natural flora and fauna and everything. And the moonlight is required to put in taste in the fruits and vegetables. That's the impact of moonlight. It gives taste. Without moonlight, the fruits and vegetables will taste like thermocol. They're only good in shape, but no substance inside. Pranava sarva vedeshu. I am the Om in all the Vedas. See, in the Vedic chant, everything begins with Om. Om Keshavaya Namaha. You will never say Narayana. No. Om Narayanaya Namaha. Like that. So everything. Om Purnamada Purnamidam. See again Om. Invocation mantra is there. So Krishna says, I am Om. That means there is no mantra that starts with Krishna. Some people, when they're new, they say, Prabhu, see, when we worship Krishna, before that, shouldn't we worship Ganapati? Yeah, but Om Gam Ganadipataya Namaha. Again Om. Krishna says, I am Om. So even before worshiping Ganapati, also Krishna is there. Isn't it? Shabdake Paurusham Nishu. I am the sound in ether. And Paurusham Nishu means I am the ability in man. If we are proud, I can do so many things. That ability to act is also Krishna. How can you miss out on Krishna in this world? Krishna says, all this is me. From the taste in water to the light of the sun and the moon, to the Omkara in the Vedas, to sound in ether, to ability in man, everything is me. Is it very difficult to understand Krishna? Now when you taste water, you understand, oh, I can see Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada explained, someone asked him, how can we see Krishna everywhere? He said, okay, when you look at my shoes, what do you remember? The disciple said, Prabhupada, when I look at your shoes, immediately fond memories of you and your lotus feet come to my mind. He said, yes. So similarly, when you look at my shoes are my energy. When you look at my shoes, you remember me. Similarly, when you look at all these things, Rasom, Apsukanta and other things, you immediately, Krishna should come in the mind. Oh, taste in water. Okay, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, I am the taste in water. So immediately the Supreme Lord becomes reinstated in the mind. O son of Kunti, I am the taste of water, light of sun, the moon, the syllable Om, the Vedic mantras. I am the sound in and ability in man. Punyo gandha prativyam cha tejaschasmi vibhavasavo jivanam sarvabhuteshu tapaschasmi tapasvishu. Punyo gandha prativyam cha, I am the smell of the earth. Tejaschasmi vibhavasavo. I think I'm the heat of the sun, heat and fire. I am the life of all that lives. That means everywhere where you see living entities, you can understand they're part and parcel of Krishna. I am the penances of all ascetics. Bijamam sarva bhutanam. That means I am the seed giving, I am the seed in all living entities. That means if someone says, Prabhu, where are the dinosaurs now? Yeah, Krishna has removed the seed. But whenever he wants, he can put the seed, again dinosaur will come. Vidhi partha sanatanam buddhir buddhimatam asmi. I am the intelligence of Einstein also. You guys glorify Einstein for Z equals MC square. Who do you think gave him the intelligence? Like Ramanujan, a great mathematician from South India, he actually admitted the formulas which I'm getting, the end formulas of all the mathematical calculations that a Western maths was doing, that he would just get the final result in his mind. And he admitted that it was a Devi who would come to him and reveal these formulas. Krishna says, Buddhir Buddhamadhamasmi. I give the knowledge, or I give the intelligence by which to act. So I am the buddhi in the intelligent. Tejasvinamaham. And the prowess of powerful men. O son of Pritha, know that I am the original seed of all existence, the intelligence of the intelligent, the prowess of all powerful men. Balam balavatam chaham. I am the strength of the strong. Krishna is saying, I am the strength. That means without Krishna, we cannot act. He already mentioned Paurusham Rishu, ability. Again, now he's mentioning, I am the strength of the strong. Kamaraga vivarjitam. Dharma viruddha bhuteshu kamosmi bharatrishabha. Krishna is also telling Arjuna, I am that sex life which is not contrary to Vedic principles. That means, here it is clearly mentioned that it is not that to practice Krishna consciousness, one should, say no to sex life. It is allowed, but with certain conditions. It's only dharmic, dharma aviruddha bhuteshu. That means that which is not contrary to Vedic principles. The Vedic principle means man and woman come together for begetting well-mannered, or you can say to beget children who will be taught values. And they don't beget like cats and dogs. They will beget with responsibility to try their best to give them Krishna consciousness. Therefore, dharma aviruddha bhuteshu. And sex life is also for propagating, for creating population that will be given Krishna consciousness. So, dharma aviruddha bhuteshu kamosmi bharatrishabha. I am the strength of the strong, devoid of passion and desire. I am sex life which is not contrary to the religious principles, O Lord of the Bharatas. Ye chaiva satvika bhava rajasa tamasascha ye matteveti tan viddhi natvaham teshu te mayi. Know that all states of being, sattva, rajasa, tamas, they're all manifested by my energy. I am in one sense everything. Everything is Krishna. But I'm independent. But everything is not Krishna. That's called as achintya bheda bheda. That means, is this remote Krishna? Yes, it is Krishna. But how is it Krishna? That means, can you offer Arti to the remote? No. It is Krishna because it is Krishna's energy. That means, as soon as you see remote, you understand this belongs to Krishna. But this is not Krishna where Krishna can receive Krishna's worship. It can receive worship in the way that we don't, kick it. We take care of it in Krishna's property like that. So therefore, everything is Krishna. Maya datam idam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina. The whole world, I have pervaded the entire universe. But to my energy. If you want to find Krishna, then he is a person who is in the spiritual world, or who is as Paramatma in every living entity, like that. But with respect to being everywhere, when we say everything is Krishna, that means everything is Krishna's energy. And Krishna very clearly says, I am not under the modes of nature. Because they are within me. They come out from me. I am the creator. So I don't come under Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Where the Jivas can come under Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. See, Krishna is giving a lot of understanding how to perceive him. Anyone can perceive God. Tribher gunamayer bhavayirebhi sarvamidam jagat mohitam na abhijanati mamebhyah paramavyayam. Deluded by the three modes, goodness, passion, ignorance, the whole world does not know me, who am above the modes and inexhaustible. That means, what is that covering of illusion that's blocking our vision of the Supreme Lord is the covering of the three modes of material nature. To the degree we follow our mind, see, you can understand through astrology also, the astrological planets, they have influence over the mind. So the living entity, the soul, doesn't have to always follow the mind. See, the mind can compel you but not impel you. The mind will say, look there, a beautiful woman is walking. You can still choose to look there or not. You know that? You have the free will. The mind will say, look there. But you can say, no, look there. Deity is there. Like that. So similarly, the mind will say, hey, take that gulab jamun. But you will say, Prabhu is not offered. It's okay. Sometimes you need to taste good things also. So, but when no one will take your hand and force you to pick up a gulab jamun and put it in your mouth. That no one will do. Mind can only compel you. Take that gulab jamun. But you can choose not to be compelled, not to be impelled by the mind. So, to the degree we follow our mind, to that degree we are under the three modes of material nature. Because the three modes, Maya Devi, three modes are enacting directly on the mind. So the soul, instead of following the mind, he should follow Guru Adesh. Guru Adesh can take the soul above the three modes. Because Guru, coming in a bona fide sampradaya, whatever he says is bona fide. It is above the three modes. It's Vishuddha Sattva. So the soul, if he chooses, okay, I'll choose my Guru Vani instead of my mind, then as soon as he does that, he's transcendental. See, I'm chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Why? Because my Guru told me, you should chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 16 rounds daily minimum. So now, because he told me I'm chanting, so what does that do? My chanting becomes transcendental. But while chanting, if I'm thinking, I'm following my mind is taking me here, mind is taking me there, to that thought, to this thought, then even though I'm chanting, I'm supposed to be Vishuddha Sattva, but still I can come in the three modes because I'm following the mind. I'm not controlling the mind. I'm not neglecting the mind. So in that way, Krishna says, the Supreme Lord, he is above the modes. And it's a very important information for us because for a person whose hands are tied, it's only the person who is untied himself can untie us. So because we are all tied by the ropes of the three modes, the Supreme Lord is above the modes. So only by worshipping him and surrendering to him, Krishna can unbind us and take us also above the three modes of material nature. So having said this, now in 7:14, he says, Arjuna, though it is very easy, I'm telling you, Rasam, Absikante, and these things, it is easy to see me, but my Maya is not easy to overcome. Daivihi esha gunamai mama Maya duratyaya mameva ye prapadyante Maya metam tarantite. My Maya is very difficult to overcome, Arjuna, but it is not impossible. For those devotees of mine who have chosen me, who have chosen to surrender to me, who have considered me their life and soul, for them this ocean of material existence becomes very easy to cross over. Why? Because Krishna helps those people, those devotees. So, Daiviyesha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratya, very difficult. But Mameva Ye Prapadyante, those people, see, Maya is very difficult to overcome. But Maya's influence is on the mind. If you follow the mind, very difficult to overcome. But Krishna's influence is on his devotees, Guru. You follow Guru, then Mamaye prapadyante Maya metam tarantite. So if you surrender to your mind, which is under Maya, instead of surrendering to Guru, who is under Krishna, then you'll be entangled in this material world. To understand Krishna consciousness is almost impossible. But if we surrender to Guru, who is influenced by Sri Krishna, Mahatmanasta Mam Partha Daivim Prakriti Mashataha, Krishna says, my devotees are influenced by my internal potency, whereas the mind is influenced by the external potency. So if we want to make progress, cross over the ocean of Maya, that's only possible when we take shelter of Guru and Krishna. And having said that, Krishna finally says, though I'm making it very simple for you, Arjuna, still there are four kinds of people who don't surrender to me, and there are four kinds of people who do surrender to me. Namam Duskritino. These Duskritinas means those people who have bad credits. You have very bad credit score because you have not, you didn't follow some policies. So similarly, Duskritina means people with bad credit. Who are they? Duskritina Muda Prapadyante Naradamaha Maya Apritagnyanaha Asunam Bhavam Ashitaha. That means Muda means the foolish people. Foolish people are those who simply go behind sense gratification, who simply die for sense gratification, who kill themselves for sense gratification. Just Jivvara Lalasa Yutti Tudai, Shishnodara Parayana Krishna Nahi Pai. The materialistic people who are so much behind sense gratification, they travel hither and thither, pillar to post, simply to satisfy the tongue, and because of which they worship the tongue and the genitals, but not Krishna. Like there is Chaitanya Charitamrita, very strong. So Mudas are those people like donkey. Donkey, just to get some carrot at the end of the day, he works like anything throughout the day. And as my spiritual master says in a lecture, most probably by the end of the day, when he gets the carrot, is already spoiled. Throughout the days, other donkeys were saying, stop working so hard for this washerman. Come and be satisfied with the green grass. He thought, no, I am extra special. I am very intelligent. I will go behind sense gratification, and sense gratification I will enjoy. He was thinking. But in the due course, he did not enjoy sense gratification, but the sense he got enjoyed by others, by the master, by the washerman, and that too with big beatings. My spiritual master says that when the donkey is carrying clothes to the river, at least the weight is less. After washing the clothes and bringing back again on the donkey's back, that time the donkey suffers even more. But his hope is only that I'll get that carrot. So such a foolish animal. So therefore, such foolish people who work so hard in this material world for material pleasures are considered Mudha. Then, Naradamaha. That means the lowest among men, the most uncivilized, no samskaras, no culture. These people, they don't want to surrender to Krishna because they have so much bad habit which they don't want to give up. Then Maya Aprita Jnanaha. These people have intelligence, but that intelligence stolen away by Maya. That means they are like scientists, engineers, doctors who decry the existence of God, who try to prove using their research that God doesn't exist, like Richard Dawkins and so many other people. And Asanam Bhavam Ashitaha means people who are demoniac by nature, who take pleasure in violence, who take pleasure in hurting other living entities even by words, who take pleasure in sinful activities. These are all Asuram Bhavam Ashitaha. To understand Asuram Bhavam Ashitaha, you can read the 16th chapter of the Gita where Krishna gives the qualities of the Asuras. And then he says, but four people surrender to me. Chatur Vidya Bhajante Mam Jana Sukritino Arjuna Artho Jignasu Arthati Jnani Cha Bharatrishabha. Four kinds of people who surrender to me are first, Artho. Artho means one who is in distress. Today, most of us who come to Krishna consciousness are Artho category. Some distress we have been facing, therefore we come. Then Artharthi, for want of wealth. And Jnani, not Jnani, before Jnani is Jignasu. Jignasu is one who is curious. What is this world about? Oh, Krishna, he looks interesting. Who is he? What's his past? What's his history? What are his past times? Oh, I like that. They're only curious. But the curious people come and go. When the curiosity is met, they go away also. And Jnani means one who is really serious, understanding the purpose of life. He's Jnani. And later on, Krishna says, of these four categories, Jnani is the best. Why? because Artho Jignasu Arthati category, as soon as their material demands are met, they turn away. And again, they turn back to Krishna only when they're in distress or want of wealth or some curiosity is there. Otherwise, they don't turn to Krishna. So they're like, come to Krishna, go away. Come and again go away, like demigods. But whereas the pure devotees, or you can say at least with the Jnani who is really serious about life, one who is trying to understand the spirit and matter, who is trying to overcome illusion. So these people, they are called as Jnani. Krishna says he is my favorite, the Jnani. Jnani is my favorite. So because it's already time, what I will do, I'll quickly give you a conclusion, because now after Krishna says that Jnani is the best by 727, the 20th verse in the 7th chapter, he says Jnani is the best. Let me just say chapter 7. So he says Jnani is the best by 720. Then later on he says, so Arjuna, you should become a Jnani. Basically, that's the point. See, Jnani is the best means what? Krishna is giving hint to Arjuna, you become a Jnani. That means my devotee. This Jnani is, we are not talking about the Jnanis who practice Jnana Kanda or Jnana Yoga. This Jnani is one who can understand the purpose of this world. One who is trying to dive deep into the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. That Jnani. So there's a difference. So then he says, that my devotee, they don't go for demigod worship. Why? Because he says, if my devotees are loyal to worshipping me, when you worship me, I will give whatever you want as long as it is good for you. Or if it is not good for you, I will first purify your heart and then give. So Krishna is like a loving father, whereas the demigods are like shopkeepers. For a shopkeeper, he doesn't ask, show me your teeth. He says, where's money? You give money, he'll give you chocolate. But Krishna is ultimate, he's like a loving father. You say, my dear father, I have a lot of tooth decay, but I want chocolate. He instead of giving chocolate, he might give you a slap. But that's out of love. Isn't it? So he says, don't go for demigod worship because their planets are temporary, their boons are temporary, and they have no relationship with you. They do it as a business, like a shopkeeper. Whereas you worship me, you come to me, your whatever I give you, that will be eternal gifts. And you can always enjoy me in my abode, with me in my abode. You can always engage in my service in my abode. So whatever Krishna gives is permanent, and he cares for the living entity. Whatever demigods give, it's all temporary and they don't really care. They just do a business. And Krishna also says, even if some people worship demigods, understand, Arjuna, that the capacity to award benediction is also given by me to the demigods. So if you go to Ganapati and say, please give me success, that capacity to give success is also given by Krishna. So Krishna says people who worship demigods are worshipping me indirectly. Better to worship me directly. Like that, that's the point. And then he says that also, please understand, Arjuna, if you want to worship me, I am not impersonal. Impersonal is one aspect of me. Vadanti ita tattva vidas tattvam jnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdate. I expand in 3 features. Impersonal is for any less intelligent person. Energy. Everyone says, there is some supreme divine. There is, to the universe above. I pray to the universe. Let the force be with you. This all shows that people accept the impersonal aspect of the Lord. But Krishna says beyond the impersonal aspect is my Paramatma. Why? Because Paramatma has a form. But Paramatma is also limited with respect to his functions, where he is Upadashta Anumantacha. He oversees your activities and he sanctions them. But you cannot offer bhoga to Paramatma, isn't it? You cannot have loving dealings like the gopis are, dancing with Krishna. You cannot dance with the Paramatma. He's limited. But Bhagwan is a complete manifestation of the Supreme Person of Godhead, where the Supreme Lord engages with his devotees and exchanges love based on different rasas. So Krishna says, I am not impersonal Brahman. The foolish people cannot understand me, but my devotees understand. But the problem is, anyone who is born in this material world is born into illusion. Like that he says, actually. 27th verse. See, O conqueror of the foe, all living entities are born into delusion, bewildered by dualities arising from desire and hate. Persons who have acted piously in previous life and in this life, and whose sinful reactions are completely eradicated, are freed from that illusion. So here is the point for us. He says that everyone is born into delusion, but when we practice Krishna consciousness and we increase our sukriti, yesham to antagatam papam, we have put a full stop to our sinful acts. Jananam punya karmanam. We are only performing spiritual activities and put a full stop to sinful activities. That means our sinful baggage is also getting cleared very quickly. Such a person te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante mam dridhavrataha. Sometimes we have a question, why do some devotees practice Krishna consciousness? They have so much enthusiasm. They're so convinced. They have no doubts. How is it possible? Because of this. They have stopped sinful actions. Their sinful baggage is almost done. And they are only performing spiritual activities. So such a person goes above the illusion, the curtain of illusion. Te dvandva moha nirmuktam. He becomes freed. And therefore, because he is free from illusion and duality, to that degree, he is able to perform devotional service with great vigor. So we can also reflect, introspect. Why am I not able to practice Krishna consciousness with great vigor? We should understand this. Because I am being affected by dualities. I am being affected by a curtain of illusion. I am not able to see properly. Therefore, what should I do? Increase punya karma, stop sinful karma, and purify sinful baggage. Increase punya karma means not only good karma, it is spiritual activities. And stop antagatam papam, the papam, no more sinful activities. And the whatever sinful baggage we are carrying, that has to be purified. But that gets automatically done by increasing spiritual activity. So to the degree we become very pious, very spiritual, and almost our sinful baggage is done, more we can see Krishna to his ultimate glory, and to worship Krishna becomes very natural. So this is a very key verse. See, bhajante mam dridhavrataha means with great determination he practices, like Dhruva. That means such a person is very pure. One who is very pure in heart practices Krishna consciousness with great vigor. So by chanting Hare Krishna regularly, what are we doing? We are trying to purify our heart. But that only happens when you chant with attention, attentive chanting. And like that, he concludes this chapter in 2 more verses. We just read the translation. Conclude. See, Jara Marana Mokshaya, Mamashate Te Brahma Tadvitu Krishna Kritsnam Adhyatmam Karma Chakilam. Intelligent persons who are endeavoring for liberation from old age and death take refuge in me in devotional service. They are actually Brahman because they entirely know everything about transcendental activities. Okay. And finally, he says, okay, Sadhi Bhuta Daivam Mam, Sadhi Yajnam Chaya Ye Viduhu, Prayana Kale Pichamam, and Te Vidur Yukta Chetas. So now he introduces 3 terms: Adibhuta, Adidaiva, Adiyajnam. Then Arjuna gets perplexed. Okay, I understood the entire 7th chapter, but what is this? Finally, to conclude, you ended with these 3 unknown terms. So that's the link to the 8th chapter where Arjuna asks, what is Adibhuta, what is Adiyajnam, what is Adidaivam, and how to attain you. See, Prayana Kale Chamam, that means one who thinks of me at the time of death. Such a person will know me. So then he says, okay, what is that process? How do we think of you at the time of death? How does it work? That's all the content of the 8th chapter. So I'll pause here. Sorry for going over time, but I thought, last time I could not do justice. I only did 5 verses. So I thought today I'll complete the 7th chapter. So if you have some time for any question reflection, that is okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, for me, it's the first time I heard you. This is you have very clear-cut understanding. Sorry, we were not able to answer the questions you were asking, but we still have to read more Bhagavad Gita more intently, so we can focus more on answering the questions speakers asking us. And wonderful class, Prabhuji. Like just it's I mean it's really a fact that when Srila Prabhupada has done repetition, of I'm not the body, and we are the spirit soul, again, because every day in the morning the mind gets so dull, and we are not able to understand the basic things. We keep forgetting because of the effect of Kali Yuga. So that way, hearing is very, very important. And you emphasize that point also about hearing, which is with the example of the knife, and so very clear cut examples and understanding of spiritual world, material world, and making us understand that actually everything belongs to Krishna only. Sometimes we think, no, spiritual world is Krishna's and material world is where we are living. Krishna is not there with us. But I think we should change that thinking and think that yes, Krishna is there with us. The association of devotees, temples, and Srila Prabhupada, whose disappearance day also went, he's also there with us. It's not like Srila Prabhupada has gone away to the spiritual world or somewhere else. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So anybody has any question, comments for Prabhuji? Please go ahead.
I just wanted to thank you, Prabhuji, for this wonderful class. Very, very, as always, very lot of good points to remember. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So one homework all of you can do is study, go to the purports, because I was trying to cover the summary, so I could not emphasize the purports, but purports is where all the nectar is. So please do go through the purports in your free whenever it's possible.
Prabhuji, since nobody is asking, I thought I had a question which is not for relevant to this class, but like they say that in a cow, there all the devtas reside. I mean, it is written in our scriptures, Prabhuji.
It is written somewhere in the scriptures. I don't know where exactly.
Right, Prabhuji. It is written, huh? Okay. So, because they say that cows are very therapeutic, also, right? When people are mentally having issues, if you feed the cow, take care of a cow, things get resolved. So, I mean, if we are not, it's there in the scriptures, or you're not sure where it is. What are you saying, Prabhuji?
It is there, but not sure where.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Also, I wanted to add, anything dear to Krishna will be therapeutic, The cows were so dear to Krishna. I was hearing that in the Govardhan Leela, when Indra was going to Krishna, for forgiveness, he took Surabhi cow with him, sorry. So what happened is that somebody told him, the Brahmaji or somebody told him that, take the cow. And then moment Krishna saw the cow, he was so happy. So the chances were that, his mood changed Krishna. So then he was able to forgive, and he told him that you still keep your position. And, but, whatever lesson he had to teach him, he taught him, so like that.
Very nice point.
Yeah.
Even I just remember, Prabhuji, even Kamdhenu is very the most elevated cow, right? Kamdhenu.
Kamdhenu, yeah. Surabhi is definitely.
Okay.
Surabhi cow, yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Okay, so should we conclude here, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, we can conclude. If anybody still has any comment or question, they can ask. This is a good forum for association, for asking association, because anybody else wants to ask any question, comment to Prabhuji before we start our day. And I think most of the temples are celebrating Govardhan Puja.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, being Sunday, like it fell on a weekday.
Yes.
Yeah, so then we have our preparations and all to do for that. It's amazing to see how Govardhan Puja is so enthusiastically practiced every year, and we see sometimes on Facebook, YouTube, that amazing devotees year after year. As Kali Yuga is progressing, still they are not concerned. They're continuing,
Yeah.
in their process of celebrating anything which Krishna wanted us to, celebrate. Krishna gave instructions to Nand Maharaj that, you worship. It is a direct instruction actually coming, just like chanting, direct instruction coming that, we have to worship. Krishna said to worship Govardhan. So that's why devotees are so fixed in their Krishna consciousness that initially in my Krishna consciousness, I never realized, Prabhuji, that, how important Govardhan, why they're worshipping the mountain, why they're doing that. But then again, when we read Bhagvatam and we hear from senior devotees that, how he's convincing him that the rain is not actually provided by Indra, he's just doing his duty. He's supposed to do that, right?
Yes.
So anything else you want to share about Govardhan Puja, which you heard, Prabhuji, which can help us to be more devotionally connected to Govardhan today evening? Would you
Um,
share anything? Because that's the last festival that went by.
correct.
Would you like to?
Well,
Yeah.
in Gopi Gitam, there is one verse which mentions Krishna as Nija Janasmaya Dhvamsanasmita. Krishna's smile destroys the pride in the hearts of his devotees. So one thing that really stands out for me, because I'm so proud, is Krishna does not tolerate pride in the hearts of his devotees. And Krishna, whatever he does, it is called as Adbhuta Karmanaha, because whatever he does multiple things. So Krishna wanted to enact this pastime on one hand to purify the pride in the heart of Indra. It's very interesting how Krishna never rejects Indra, because Indra is pretty much, he does a lot of mistakes. So he never rejects him. But Krishna saw that pride. See, Krishna is not inimical to Indra, but he is inimical to the pride that has occupied the heart of Indra. So when, from whom was I hearing this? Recently I was hearing this from someone. They were saying that Krishna could have, because Indra tried to destroy Vrindavan, Krishna's abode, Krishna could have destroyed his Nandanandan gardens and his heavenly planets. But you can see how Krishna has no personal vengeance with any jiva. He saw, why is Indra acting like this? It is because he has become proud. So then he wanted to lift Govardhan. Why? Because by lifting the mountain Govardhan, he wanted to destroy the mountain of pride in his heart. So therefore he lifted Govardhan. But at the same time, all the Vrajvasis at that time, they were praying that we want to simply be with Krishna for a long time, continuously. And Krishna fulfilled that desire also. And so they exchanged rasa and all kinds of rasa. The gopis are exchanging rasa in the mood of conjugal way. And Nanda, Yashoda and the parents, the elderly gopis, all of them are reciprocating with Krishna in Vatsalya rasa. The coward boys are joking with Krishna and exchanging rasa in the Sakhya Bhav. And his other Raktak and other friends, they're all trying to serve Krishna as he's lifting Govardhan. Some are praying Krishna, some are just stunned by looking at Krishna's beauty, Shantaras. So in this way, all the Vrajvasis were simply fascinated. They did not eat for 7 days, they did not drink for 7 days, but they did not mind. Why? Because their hearts were completely filled with the rasa of their exchange of love with Krishna. So Krishna fulfilled that desire. So therefore, these are the 2 points, that whenever Krishna does something, he does multiple things. He is achieving multiple things. And always one aspect will be purifying someone, a devotee, as he's purifying Indra of his pride. And the other aspect will always be that he's exchanging rasas by performing his leela. So these are some of my takeaways from Govardhan pastime.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. We compare the Govardhan Leela to the that Brahmaji taking away the cows, So I think this Leela is more important because I heard that it bring all the devotees together, and for a long time or first time, all the Brajvasis day and night were with Krishna. So it's like, when one person has pride and is doing all kinds of crazy things, then devotees want to get away from that person, be with Krishna, and just stay with Krishna till things don't normalize. So in the material world, this katha really helps us because when we go out in the material world, there's so many people with so much of pride and envy and this and that. So we have to immediately remember Govardhan Leela. That in Govardhan Leela, what happened? We have to connect to Krishna, devotees, and that's where the joy of life is. And when, the person, it could be, that person could be our relative, our friend, mode of passion, ignorance, that he's behaving like Indra. So then, like I feel that this year, when I heard this, I was trying to connect it to, because a lot of people will come with a lot of problems. And if we make connections of these leelas, which we have heard through devotees and Bhagvatam to our present life, then there are more chances that people will connect with the philosophy, and they will take Bhagvatam set, and they will hear. And so it's very important to make connections. Personally, I learned in this Govardhan Leela pastime that you don't want to be close to a person who's got envy, hatred, pride, all these things. So and it's wonderful. And actually, I was also just wanted to mention, I was, I had such a wrong concept about I was reading third canto in Bhagavatam, in which, when Brahmaji was in illusion, and he was attracted to his own daughter, so I always felt like this Leela is so negative. I said, how can it be, you know? But in the Bhagavatam, if we read, it gave me a different light. This I'm just glorifying Bhagavatam. In that, it said that actually this form of Brahma came just to teach us. I mean, just the Devatas are also here to teach us that, how strong the lust can be. That's what Prabhupada says, the butter and this example. Then Prabhupada says that, there should be no intermingling between the Prabhujis and Matajis.
Yeah.
And, so much is connected to it. So it's like, my impression, yesterday I was reading, I was thinking, I was asking for forgiveness from Lord Brahma, thinking that, when, that it was actually all these are leelas which occurred because, we have to only think one thing. If Brahma, who came from the navel of Lord Vishnu, could get, uh, this thing attracted to his daughter because of the material energy, Maya, the energy, then what is our position? So all these people are very exalted, even if they are going through some things, then it is actually a lesson we are taking from them. So I just wanted to share that because it was something which I read yesterday, and I feel that, I was carrying a burden, because we always carry a burden when we are thinking negative, when we are thinking about anything, any character in Bhagavatam connected to Lord Krishna, like, because these are all devtas whose position has been allotted by Krishna. Definitely, they have something good in them. Who are we to judge? Like, oh, Brahmaji, Lord Brahma did this, but Lord Brahma is doing this to teach us, right? So we have to take from that angle.
Very nice point you spoke, Mataji. And those there were six sons of Marichi or someone who laughed at Brahma for that. They had later had to be born as sons of Hiranyakashipu, and later on the sons of Devaki who were killed by Kamsa.
So again, if we connect this to our daily life, suppose we hear, oh, there was one Maharaja, I heard he fell down. He was a sannyasi, and then, he was maybe having this thing. We are in no position to judge anyone, because the thing is that, we have to learn one thing, that, it is Krishna who has to take care of all the fall downs of any person who's senior. Because again, right, Prabhuji?
Very true. Yes.
Yeah. So, like Brahmaji is teaching us so much through this Leela. And that's why some people say, oh, now we know, that's why there are no temples in Brahma. But, Brahma is a creator. He's like what does Bhagavatam say? That Brahma is our grandfather, and Krishna is our great grandfather. He's the main creator is him only. But the thing is, he's given Brahma this thing. But coming back to the point that the Govardhan Leela is more, in fact, it's so crazy. Sorry to use that word, but, Lord Indra was actually wanting to kill the devotees. Just like Putana wanted to come and kill Krishna, But see, any person coming with the mentality to kill Krishna or his devotees, but still, we have to understand the merciful, the forgiveness nature of Lord Krishna. That he forgive Indra, he forgave Putana. So, we have to keep making sure that, like if you want to stay on the path of Tradadapi Suniche na, Taropi Sahishna Man Bandire Kirtina Sadahari, always, we have to keep a heart which is like Radhana Bharat say, a heart or gratitude, attitude of gratitude, We have to keep that. If we keep that, then, it's going to help us in our chanting. It will help us free our mind. We should not think negative about any character in our present life or in the Bhagavatam. So just some thoughts, Prabhuji, sharing. But we won't keep holding everyone. We have to continue with our daily, stuff. And anybody else, last question, comment, and then we can end the call with the prayers.
Thank you, Mataji, for giving us these new points. Very nice.
Mataji,
And
because I'm reading Bhagavatam, and everyone on the conference call should have a Bhagavatam set, because reading by catching the book in your hand is completely different from reading from the virtual Veda something base, vedabase.com, whatever that is. That is not the reading. Reading is actually when you have to have a book in your hand, because Prabhupada was only carrying books.
yes, Mataji.
Yeah, so whoever doesn't have should approach the temple and buy the Bhagavatam set, especially in this month of Kartik,
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. So, Prabhuji, is there any Damodar Leela you like to share? Sorry, we didn't hear that today.
Okay. I
Anything
actually shared to the same crowd on I think Tuesday it was.
Which crowd?
These devotees.
Okay, I don't know, Tuesday, I was not able to join or something, but
Oh.
maybe something which you have heard lately and about Lord Damodar, then we can immediately. If possible, otherwise we can end the call now also.
Okay, because you asked to share, I'll share for something very quick. Well, in Damodar pastime, we see what is being glorified. Why do we glorify Damodar pastime in this month? That we daily sing Damodar Ashtakam, is that we are actually glorifying the love
So kindly everybody
of
can
his.
mute the phone. Yeah, there were 2-3 people which are not muted. So Prabhuji we can hear nicely about Damodar Leela and offer Diya today, and many other things we can do which are devotional. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
So what are we worshipping in this month of Kartik by daily singing Damodar Ashtakam? So what are we worshipping? It is that love of the pure devotee that conquers the heart of Krishna. When the unconquerable becomes conquered. So yesterday, another place we were just discussing how the Supreme Lord, he's called as Paratvam. Paratvam means he's a supreme tattva. Everything comes from him. Krishna is saying, Matta Paratam Nanya, there's nothing superior or equal to me. So he's not easily reachable. People perform so many kinds of tapasya, going into the Himalayas, sitting in the cold, lifetime after lifetimes. They're actually putting so much effort to attain Krishna. But the unconquerable becomes conquered only by one thing, that is pure love. So the aspiration for a devotee, especially in the month of Kartik, is to beg the Supreme Lord and also his pure devotees, like Yashodamai, like Srimati Radharani, like Sri Prabhupada, like Govardhan. He's also called as Haridasavarya, the best of the devotees. So we want to pray to these great personalities to give us some drop or an iota of love for Krishna. Because if at all we want to attain Krishna, it is not our Panditya. And Panditya means how scholarly, how expert we are in Shastric study. That is good for one's own realizations, is good. But nothing can take us closer to Krishna than offering that love through unmotivated service. So therefore, in the month of Kartik, that's what we are actually offering when we offer lamb to you. Yashoda Damodar photo, we're offering lamb, yes, to that picture of Yashoda and Damodar, but also we are glorifying, we are worshipping that love which conquered Krishna. Krishna agreed to be bound by Yashoda, seeing her determination to capture him. So that means wherever there is determination, wherever there is love, naturally determination also follows to serve Krishna. Where there is love, there will be determination to follow. And Srila Prabhupada is the best example. He never gave up. 1922, he got the instruction from His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And 1966, 43 years later, 1965, 43 years later, he went to America. And it's 1 year again, immense trouble. Prabhupada never gave up. And that shows that there is love. So wherever there is love, there is great determination to please Krishna. So this is what we want to pray and beg for in this month of Kartik.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for making us love Krishna more, and being immersed in the pastimes of Yashoda, how much she loved him. It's like I wish we could aspire for that. Because we know that Krishna is supreme personality of Godhead, and we have to do our sadhana, our regulations. But with Yashoda, it's like it's total different kind of love. She's very, very, very fortunate to be Krishna's mother, and Krishna is reciprocating with her love. So thank you once again. So we we will do our prayers and then we can end the call. Thank you so much once again, Prabhuji, for your time association during this Kartik month. Vancha kalpatrubhasya kripa sindhu evacha patitanam pavanebhyo namo namah. Anand Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Prabhuji ki jai. Prabhuji, your name I forgot.
My name is Arjun Anand Das.
Arjun Anand Prabhuji. Arjun Anand Prabhuji ki jai.
Jai.
Prabhuji
Thank you,
ki
Prabhuji.
jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.